Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, and everybody else all across the world, welcome to the first ever 20th episode of the Screen and Pitch Project featuring your hosts, MGK and.
Hey all.
What's up, guys? So, continuing with the theme of picking all time Premier League drafts for our favorite clubs. Last time we did Tayal's favorite club, Chelsea, the pride of West London. This time we're doing the pride of North London, the mighty Arsenal. Badge kiss. Yeah, it's going to be fun. We've had some great players, some fantastic players, some who won league titles, others not quite. None of whom have won a Champions League before anyone gets to put that dig in.
Hey, they won for other clubs.
That is true. That is true. And also, you might see a lot of Chelsea players or players who featured in the Chelsea list over here as well. 'Cause for some reason, both Arsenal and Chelsea just love trading players with each other. But before we get into that, Tayal, do you want to tell us what we have today?
So, introducing Backseat. You know them. They've never managed a team, but somehow always know what the manager should have done. They don't invest, but know exactly what stock is going up and which company is the future. They don't know a couple, but know the exact reasons why they broke up without ever talking to them. Introducing Backseat, the world's first real-time tracker for people who are confidently wrong. Backseat monitors live games, earning calls, and family decisions, then instantly flags couch experts who say, I would have done that differently, after the outcome is already obvious. Using hindsight bias detection, selective memory scraping, and vibes-based analytics, Backseat assigns each user a couch confidence score. The louder the take, the lower the accuracy. Backseat, tracking takes and ruining friendships.
Damn. When you started, I thought it was going to be about backseat driving, but this is even better.
Yeah. Oh man, I was just talking. So I was talking to someone and I was like, I sometimes dumb down how much I know about basketball because I feel like they'll be freaked out if I start going into all the details. They'll be
Yeah.
like, oh, this guy's weird.
Yeah.
And then, yeah. And the guy had such dumb takes where he was just like, oh, I was just, oh man.
Yeah.
Okay. Shall we? Rock,
Rock,
paper,
paper,
scissors,
scissors,
shoot.
shoot.
Damn.
Okay.
Lost again.
Yeah. I'll go first.
We have the old school Arsenal logo at the top.
Wow. I don't think I've ever seen that logo. Anyway, I won the toss and I decided to go first. And it's fairly obvious why I decided to go first because he is the greatest Premier League player of all time. He's the greatest Arsenal player of all time. He is my favorite player of all time. He's the reason I started watching football. He is one of the coolest players of all time. Like just the swagger and the style on the pitch, one of the most iconic players of all time. Up front, striker, number 14, the GOAT, Thierry Henry. Just the best. Like I don't care about the rest of the team. I just wanted Thierry Henry because, like, quite frankly, at his best, you could put him with a bunch of substandard players and he'd drag them to a Champions League final. So,
Yeah.
Thierry Henry.
I mean, easy pick. Just greatest Premier League player of all time. So fluid on the ball. I mean, just magnetic to watch and had the output to match it. Could carry teams. Not much more to say. I think first two picks were pretty obvious. I will be going with Patrick Vieira. Just again feels like a no-brainer here. Absolute monster on the ball, monster going forward, monster defending, just physical presence and physical dominance in the midfield and just unmatched just aggression, strength, power, and the balance of all three, where he was still very fluid despite being one of the strongest players that I think the Premier League has seen. Okay, now the second pick I think is where you can go into multiple different directions, but I want to have a fun team, so I'm going to go with Dennis Bergkamp as, for now, one of the most talented players to grace the football pitch, just absolute wonder goals, insane touch, just skill level unrivaled. I think very few players have multiple contenders of best goal ever, and Bergkamp is one of those.
Yeah. So you've done exactly what I would have done if had I gone second because you had to pick Thierry Henry, I had to pick these two. And there is a very it's very obvious why these are like the first three picks, right? Patrick Vieira is one of the greatest Premier League midfielders of all time. Again, he falls into that elite bucket of players who could do everything on the pitch and just utterly dominate a game, and there's nothing you can do about it. And then Bergkamp, for me, the greatest Premier League goal is the one he did against Newcastle, the reverse pirouette thing. Like just like I've never seen any other goal like it, and that's the thing, right?
Yeah.
People talk about the Rooney overhead kick against Man City, and yes, the symbolism and the occasion of that goal is bigger, but you've seen overhead kicks. we've seen a lot of other goals that happen. I've never seen anyone do this before or since. And for me, it's just the greatest goal in the Premier League. Like, I still watch it from that time. I just go back and I watch it and I'm just like, dude, this guy. And he meant it. That's the nuts part. Because like to have the, even if he didn't mean it, to have the composure to then immediately just like body the defender. Like
Yeah.
he absolutely physically just stops that defender and then he finishes. Like even if he didn't mean it, it's even more impressive to react that way to such a holy, like ungodly, insane bit of skill. He meant it though, and that
Yep.
makes it like arguably worse or better or what, I don't know. It's just nuts. Yeah, man. Dennis Bergkamp, right? This is interesting. I don't know how to really set this up at this point because it can go in so many directions, as you said. And I feel like with Arsenal, there's multiple good options in a lot of places. But I think again, it's just testament to how good this guy is that there's so much of a gap between him and second place in any Premier League iteration of teams you take, whether it's all-time Premier League 11, Chelsea 11, Arsenal 11, that you just pick him. So it's Ashley Cole at left back, just to be like, yeah, you win the left back pick.
Yeah.
It's Ashley Cole, dude. Like just like got that side down on lock. I think I'm just gonna do this just because I need somebody to have the ability to sort of match the creativity of Bergkamp. So I'm going to take Cesc Fabregas for midfield. Just like, dude, like Cesc Fabregas at Arsenal was like this wonder kid, right? He broke through at 16 and he took the Premier League by storm, right? It was like Rooney and Fabregas were like the two, and Ronaldo, sorry. So it was Rooney, Ronaldo, Fabregas, who were just like the three wonder kids of the mid 2000s. And while Rooney and Ronaldo were like great physical specimens, Fabregas was heart and vision. Like he used to be like the spiky little midfielder who wasn't afraid of putting his foot in. But if you gave him the chance to put his foot on the ball, he would play passes that nobody else could see. And he almost dragged a very, very young Arsenal team to like 2, 3 titles or even like deep into Champions League campaigns. And he was the last reason why we didn't win something. So just an all-time great midfielder. Even if he had just gone away with and didn't come back to Chelsea to win his 2 Premier League titles, you could still argue for him being like an all-time great Premier League midfielder. I think that just cemented his legacy. But even without it, right, his stats and his numbers, and because he used to play more advanced for Arsenal because he had a little bit more of an engine then, his numbers then in terms of sheer output were insane for a couple of seasons. So yeah, Cesc Fabregas.
Fabregas is someone I definitely wanted and was hoping to pair with Vieira.
Yeah.
And this was really when he just burst out on the scene and was one of those Barca wonder kids. Just an incredible player and a lot more faster and a lot more, I think, productive going forward than what he was at Chelsea. Ashley Cole, just king of consistency, most reliable, just a pick you can't not make. Okay, now I think the tough thing with Arsenal is there's so many midfielders that it's hard to figure out whether to draft them early or to keep
Yeah.
waiting. I'm going to go with a pick that may surprise you a little bit, but at right mid, I'm going to go Bukayo Saka, who I think is the best player in modern Arsenal history and is kind of the talisman for Arsenal going back, reaching like levels of dominance that they had for the last 20 years and being consistent Premier League contenders and Champions League contenders now. And he's the best player on the team. And I don't think it can be questioned. And best player on a team that's contending for a title and has a good chance of winning the title this year, despite his injury-riddled season, is kind of a easy, not easy pick to make because there are a lot of options, but the direction I want to go in. After that, I will go for. I'm just going to draft him because I think he was incredible and would be a perfect balance to Bergkamp, and that is Robin Van Persie
Yeah.
as the other striker.
Yeah.
Honestly, just one of the most talented strikers, one of the most complete strikers I've ever seen. Right foot, left foot header, any sort of finish, poacher, outside the box, just could do everything on the pitch. Volleys, thunderbolts. I mean, he is a one-of-one talent, but just someone who could do literally everything. Versus now, it feels like so many players are much more specialized and really, really good at playing a certain way, while RVP could just dominate in all different ways.
Yeah, man. RVP 2010-11 to 2000, like he went to United. The season he had for Arsenal was his best. Like the 1.5 seasons when he was fit for Arsenal before he went to United was his best. Obviously, we didn't win anything, so people don't remember it, and people remember what he did for United, which was also incredible. But those 1.5 seasons, say God, the guy was so good that Gareth Bale did not win Premier League Player of the Season because Robin Van Persie was at his peak. And like honestly, no debate. Like that's how good Van Persie was. Like just Ridiculous player, man. Ridiculous player. Just so technically complete. His left foot had so much power. At this point, I know Darwin Núñez did this a lot, but I think Van Persie has probably hit the post more than anyone else in Premier League history. But it wasn't like Darwin Núñez where it was like, oh, he missed it so badly. It was just like he'd smack a free kick or something from 30 yards out and hit the post. Some of the most insane goals. He's definitely the best volleyer in Premier League history.
Yeah.
My God. I know everyone loves the Aston Villa volley. It's an amazing goal. My favorite, I showed it to you. The one he scores against Everton. This is like around Christmas of 2011. So it's 11-12 season. It's like 0-0, 80th or whatever minute. He gets a clip pass from Alex Song and he just volleys it and it goes like in a low trajectory. It's all in the air, but it goes in like a low trajectory, never going above the point at which his foot connected with the ball, and goes straight in. It goes like an arrow and hits the post and ricochets in. And you can see how hard he struck it by how hard it ricochets off the post. It's one of my favorite goals. And he does this like a week after doing this against Liverpool, where he volleys it into the near post. He scored the same, like he scored like an insane volley against Barcelona in the game where we won 2-1. He like those 2 seasons, we would have just fallen off a cliff. Actually, not this first season, we were still fine because it was Theo Van Fabregas, which is Walcott, Fabregas, Nasri, and Van Persie. But the second season, we would have been nowhere without him. This was the 8-2 season, and we finished third that season. Van Persie, man, he's just absolute, just an insane player. This is going to be a very surprising pick, but Bukayo Saka is not a surprising pick to me. I think he is arguably on the right-hand side the best player we've had. Obviously, there's Freddie Ljungberg, and that's still an option, but like Bukayo Saka, just an insane player, right? And his superpower is his decision making. He's just an elite decision maker. He's not the fastest he's pretty strong to be fair, but he's just so good at shifting a defender out of shape just to get exactly what he needs and then executes more often than not. This season, he's not been at his best, but like he's the one who every other team wants to like double mark because they know that if he has one-on-one with Saka, you're in trouble. And like a lot of our game plan is how can we get him into one-on-one situations. This might surprise you, but for midfield, I am going to pick Declan fucking Rice.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Because here's the thing, right? Like you said, Arsenal have a lot of midfielders, but they all have a similar creative quality about them. Declan Rice is our all-action dynamo, and I think he's just an incredible player. He's only had 2 full seasons with us. This is his 3rd season, and this season he's hitting like crazy levels. But like, I think the reason we haven't won the league ever since Vieira left is because we didn't have a player like Declan Rice, and we've been trying to find a Vieira-like player. Obviously, Abu Dhabi was a great shout, but he got injured a lot, unfortunately. Yeah, Declan Rice is just an incredible player. Like he's so good. Like we went up a level after we got Declan Rice into the team. Like we genuinely became a serious team because Declan Rice is in our team. Let me put it this way. I think he would start for any midfield in the world. Like including Barcelona and PSG and whoever. Like they would say, we'll play Declan Rice, we'll figure whom to drop. But Declan Rice is playing. So I mean, I think for us, he's our most irreplaceable player in the sense that, okay, Saka is very important, but with Madueke doesn't have the output of Saka, but you can still get like a similar level of quality in terms of, okay, he's a good winger. But like Declan Rice is that one lighthouse elite player that we just cannot afford to have injured for too long and stuff like that. Yeah, Declan Rice is in my midfield because of that.
I think non-Haaland category, Declan Rice is probably the best player, or is in best player in the Premier League conversation.
I think this season for sure. What do I do now? I mean, again, it's just there are so many options and I don't know what to do. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to play a midfield 3. And my third midfielder, I don't think you'll be surprised, is Santi Cazorla. What a dream of a player. Just an absolute dream of a player. You couldn't get the ball off him. Like he was not very fast, not very physical. He was a tiny dude, but you couldn't get the ball off him. It didn't matter if you were Yaya Toure. You just didn't. For some reason, you just can't get the ball off him. Left foot, right foot, just joy on the pitch. Like I love Santi Cazorla. I love Santi Cazorla. There's nothing more to say. After Thierry Henry, probably my second favorite Arsenal player. And he was such a good decision maker. Like, he would never have a bad game. And that's really hard to say for somebody who's playing in midfield. The first season he came, he was basically playing as a number 10. He got like double digit goals and assists. And then Ozil came and he was like, okay, I'll be the secondary creator, like the Bernardo or the David Silva to Ozil's KDB, if that makes sense. And he was just like knitting play and just playing either on left wing or as a 10 or deeper in the midfield. And when we played him deeper, that's when our next sort of title challenge happened. And then it derailed once he got injured. Just an insane player. And he's still playing and he's still like pulling up trees for Oviedo, I think. Now he still plays for Oviedo. Yeah, just awesome player.
Okay, yeah. No, I think Declan Rice definitely makes sense as a pick just because of how good he is and how as the complete midfielder Arsenal is a little lacking, and Rice just does that so well. And Santi Cazorla, again, I think in the similar fashion of like Chelsea players like Zola, is just tiny guy, unstoppable on the ball, could figure out every like tiny crevice in the defense and get around anyone that they wanted. I think also the lower center of gravity just gave them absurd strength to shield the ball and to kind of navigate tight spaces. Santi was going to be my next pick. It was going to be either Santi or Rice. Rice, I felt, okay, Vieira kind of covers a similar role. So I guess I'm going back a little more old school. At my left mid, I'm going to take Robert Pires. So essentially trying to reformulate the Invincibles team with Van Persie instead of Henry. Pires, just great work rate. I mean, would just sprint down the wings, such a threat to score goals, would kind of pop up at all time, the long flowing hair. I don't know why, but I found him very annoying. And that's a compliment when it's for the rival team. Always seemed to just find his way into the right positions and make the other team's life very difficult. I will figure out who my last midfielder is in a little bit, but before that, I will take the trader Sol Campbell as my first defender. Just someone who is a solid force in the back line. I think Arsenal has a lot of good defenders in their current team, but they don't have the full track record yet. I mean, they're almost there.
Yeah.
Probably are there in a lot of people's views, but I will pick probably Arsenal's strongest historical defender to start off.
Yeah, no, great picks. Robert Perez. I was debating between Robert Perez and somebody else, which is why I was just like, I'll make that decision later. And now the decision is made for me. Sol Campbell would have probably been my first defender pick. So amazing picks. Perez he was just such a silky player. Just like a very, like, I think in some ways a little ahead of his time, where he was like an inverting left midfielder, which was typically not the case in the Premier League at that time. And then Sol Campbell was just a beast, just absolute beast, right? For my next two picks, so I'm going to pick Mr. Arsenal himself first. I think, like, arguably, I don't think it's an argument. Like, Arsenal's greatest defender, Tony Adams, will be my first centre back pick, and I will pick for my left wing Alexis Sanchez.
Okay, yeah.
Which, like, Alexis just brought so much controlled chaos to the Arsenal attack. And again, right, like he took us up a notch. Declan Rice made this team into like title challenges. So did Alexis Sanchez. Like, if he had bought a few more players to like basically, for a little bit more squad depth, or like just a better alternative to Giroud, or just a couple more players, we would have capitalized on Alexis Sanchez being the talisman of our attack. And like, he has peak Henry, peak RVP levels of output for us over 2-3 seasons. Again, he wasn't there for a long time, but the times he was here for, he was an insane machine, and probably, like, not probably, but definitely our best player and one of the league's best players, right? He was basically, there should be a Hazard versus Sanchez debate. And it was a very reasonable debate to have at that point of time, given how good Sanchez was, which is testament to how good he is, that you could make a case that he was at that point better than Hazard. Obviously, over the course of their career in the Premier League, I think like Hazard wins out. But that peak to peak, you could have that debate. And that's how good Alexis Sanchez was. And then he went to United and absolutely bombed, which makes him an even bigger legend in my eyes.
That is true. His fall off was also Hazard-esque. Okay, very nice picks. I think I was trying to figure out how to fit Sanchez into my team, because I really wanted to, but then decided to go Perez instead. I felt like the track record was longer, and also just did a bit more, but Sanchez is amazing. And Tony Adams, kind of, yes, Mr. Arsenal, a little before my time, so can't comment too much.
Yeah, that's why I just said, oh, Mr. Arsenal, and I moved on.
When you were saying Mr. Arsenal, I thought you were talking about the person the club is named after, Mr. Arsene Wenger. So he is going to be my next pick. And it's just because, yes, there is one other manager basically to consider, but Arsene football was a lot more beautiful to watch, revolutionized the Premier League. And I think with this kind of team, he would have had so much fun having Van Persie up top and creativity all around. For my next pick, I will take William Saliba here. Arsenal's defense has been kind of clearly the best in the Premier League for the past couple of years. And I think Saliba is the best player. I think this year there's more of an argument, especially with another player doing quite well. But for me, this was kind of a easy second center back pick, and I wanted to cover who I think is their best defender right now.
Yeah. Amazing picks. I think Arsene Wenger is our greatest manager. I love Arsene Wenger, even though I was frustrated with him for the back end of his tenure. Saliba is, I think, the dream defender for Arsene Wenger. Like, I think if Arsene Wenger saw Saliba, he'd be like, oh yeah, please, just, I'll probably not retire just to like coach you or something. Yeah, I mean, amazing picks. William Saliba, great pick. Ironically, I don't think he's our best defender, and I know that you know that I think this, so because that's going to be my next pick. So if you could move Tony Adams to the right center back position, I will pick the king of Brazil, Gabriel Magalhães. You don't need to spell Gabriel Magalhães if you don't want to, as my left center back. He signed. He was Arteta's first signing, and what a great signing! We signed him from Lille for like 20 million, 25 million, and he had a few mistakes in him. He moved in when he was pretty young. I think 22-23 season, Saliba was clearly better because Gabriel still had he still makes those occasional like really bad mistakes. I think that they've crept in a little bit more this season. But the previous two seasons, which is 23-24 and 24-25, man, Gabriel was untouchable for me. What an absolute warrior. And he has that John Terry-esque quality of scoring goals. And he is, at this point, the biggest penalty box threat in the Premier League. Like in the penalty box on a corner, it's not Haaland, it's not Salah, it's not anybody else, it's Gabriel who is the biggest threat. And it's come to a point where like everyone just looks at him during the corner and is like, okay, what's he gonna do? And it's just so much weirdly like exhilarating fun in a very different way to usual football to watch. Just a monster in both boxes. And really the heartbeat of our defense and the leader of our defense. You can see that the organization steps down a notch when Gabriel's not playing. Obviously, Saliba's insane, right? Prodigy. But Gabriel is the one who's like vocal and organizing that backline and making sure that we stay steady. Especially, when we want to soak up pressure and stuff. Just the ultimate backs to the wall defender, which is why I said, yeah, the closest to John Terry in the modern era for me is Gabriel. Now, who do I have left? Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know how to. It's interesting. And what I'm going to do is pick this guy to play right wing just because he's not really going to stick to the right wing, but he will drift in and he will do his thing. Oh, man, should I do that? I don't know. But you know what? Fuck it. Mesut Ozil at right wing.
Oh, what? Okay. I was not expecting this at all.
Yeah. I mean, like Mesut Ozil feeding Thierry Henry is just like, what the fuck is going to happen? Dude? It's just insane, right? It's probably not like the manager I pick will probably like kill himself if he has Mesut Ozil in his team because he will not accept the lack of work rate. But like, dude, like Ozil used to like drifting out to the right and doing his thing from there. Like pair him up with Santi Cazorla and have Declan Rice cover for them. Cesc Fabregas sitting in from deep. Sanchez, Henry with the all action play. I think this is like a great team for Mesut Ozil to just be our low touch sort of outlet where he maybe doesn't get the ball as much as say a Fabregas or Cazorla, but when he does, it's to play Henry or Sanchez into space and he plays those killer balls and he does those and he's like an underrated finisher as well, right? So just Mesut Ozil. I mean, my options were Walcott and Ljungberg, and I was just like, they're fairly low touch, finishers, which is not a bad thing for this team. But I was just like, if I have Sanchez and I have Henry, might as well just get Ozil. Fuck it.
Yeah. Oh wow. Okay. I was thinking about Ozil just to fit him in the midfield somehow.
Yeah.
Just because he was so much fun to watch. I mean, crazy creativity.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah. I just thought you wouldn't. I thought he frustrated a lot of Arsenal fans, so I thought you wouldn't pick him.
He did, but the thing is, he frustrated me towards like late Wenger era when I was frustrated with the entire team.
Yeah.
Till 2016, 17, to feel frustrated for him. Like he didn't break the assist record because Giroud just decided that he's going to miss every single shot. Like it was like, for half of his tenure, it was like, yeah, it's Ozil. And the back end of his tenure is when people got frustrated with him. Because he used to like not turn up for away games. So then we just started playing him at home. And he was like, when he was on it, man, like he was still on it, right? It was like most fun to watch. So yeah, I mean, I'm just thinking of like, okay, peak Ozil, right? So peak Ozil, man, like for sure he would have a lot
Yeah.
of fun playing with these players.
Oh yeah, for sure. And okay. For my picks, I think I'm gonna finish out my midfield.
Yeah.
Again, an off-injured player, Thomas Rosicky.
Whoa.
Just fantastic skill, fantastic ability from the midfield, very direct. I think if not for the injuries, would have had even a stronger legacy in the
Yeah.
Premier League than he did. But to me, in terms of completeness and ability, he was the strongest player left. So Thomas Rosicky. I didn't watch him that much, but I just remember him being kind of a class apart in the midfield and just a bit, I would say, ahead of the other options, especially once Cazorla. Okay, my next pick is. Do I just pick someone I like because I don't really know what to do? Okay, I'll do the safe pick first. For left back, I will go Kieran Tierney. I think
Oh wow.
after
Okay.
Ashley Cole, I wasn't really sure what to do, so I'm going Kieran Tierney.
Okay. Yeah, fair enough.
Okay, I'm
Yeah.
sure. Yeah, that probably came out of nowhere.
Yeah, I would have said Gail Clichy and Nacho Monreal are probably Nacho Monreal for sure is a
Montreal,
better
yeah,
option because he's like the Aspilicueta but left-sided.
yeah.
Solid 7 on 10, great player, loyal servant, all that jazz. But Tierney is a good shout. He was very injured. Thomas Rosicky is one of my favorite Arsenal players. You're right, the injuries sort of ruined him. I would have suggested Aaron Ramsey.
Yeah.
More
Ramsey was the other
legacy.
player I was thinking. It was
Yeah,
between those two.
yeah. As whom do I like more? Rosicky. I think who has a bigger Arsenal legacy is obviously Aaron Ramsey. Like FA Cup, multiple FA Cup
Yeah,
final winning
yeah.
goals. Yeah. No, I mean, like, I can't argue the picks from a non-Arsenal fan because, yeah, Thomas Rosicky is a pull, right? I would not have expected you to pick him. Would I have picked him? Probably, because I love Thomas Rosicky. I think he's amazing. But yeah, no, fair picks, right? Whom do I have left? Oh, I have manager and goalkeeper and right back left. Yeah, Bakary Sania right back. I just love Bakary
Okay,
Sania.
yeah.
I think he's awesome. I think he just, like, him and Branislav Ivanovic were like the two best right backs of their time. They used to like trade PFA Team of the Year positions in the right back slot. I just love Bakary Sania. He had zero attacking capability. He would come and cross, and his cross would hit the first man. But in this particular team, he basically has to compensate for Mesut Ozil not defending at all, and that's why Bakary Sania is my best option. Manager is going to be fairly obvious, so I'm like going to leave that for last. For goalie, right? I think I will go with, just because he has a bigger legacy as Arsenal goalkeeper, David Seaman. I saw Lehman more, but like Seaman has more like legacy and tenure and titles, even though Lehman has the invincible. So David Seaman.
Okay, fair. I mean, I might as well just get the Lehman pick out of the way then, because it's basically
Sorry.
between those two.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think between the two, can't really go wrong with either, unless go random and pick like Chesney or someone.
No, you can, like, I think in a couple of seasons, or like even by the
Raya.
end of the season, Raya for sure.
Raya,
Raya is
yeah.
probably third right now.
Yeah. And then right back, I'm going to just pick the correct pick. I think is Lee Dixon. I never really, don't have much memory of watching Lee Dixon. So as the right back who will overlap Saka, I'm picking Hector Bellerin.
Yeah,
Let's
fair.
just get the pace in. And I think with Saka's ability to hold up the ball, having Bellerin just go on overlapping runs will be quite powerful. And yeah, he's fashion model, fun to watch. Why not?
Yeah.
Let's include him in the team.
I mean, peak Bellerin before his ACL was absolute pace demon, right? So it's
Yeah.
a pretty good pick, assuming it is that version of him. Obviously, he's going to come up against Ashley Cole, so we don't know what will happen, but yeah, it'll be fine. Yeah, Saka versus Cole would be fun to watch.
Saka versus Cole would be fun. Like, Saka is one of the few players I've seen completely bully Kukurea. Like, Kukurea's antics usually annoy and frustrate the right wing or right mid from the other team, but Saka was just like, nope, I'm too strong for any of this. Like, none of these antics are going to work.
Yeah. Saka versus Kukurea is always like a fun subplot of Arsenal versus Chelsea. You just watch it because both are really good. Like,
both are really
Kukurea, Kukurea also holds his own pretty well against Saka. It's like, okay, we get like Saka. It's one of the few times where Saka gets frequent one-to-ones with the player, but he doesn't beat him as often because it's Kukurea. So it's like, okay, fun subplot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have my manager left. Of course, it's going to be Unai Emery. I'm joking. It is my manager. I am a firm believer of the cult of Arteta, so it has to be Mikel Arteta. I love Arteta. I absolutely love Arteta. I think what he's done for this club is absolutely insane. I came in just after the peak Wenger era, so I never really saw or never really followed the league winning teams as much. So I've never really seen, like 3 successive second place finishes is as good as it's been for me as an Arsenal fan. But more than that, it is just that from day one, from his very first press conference, I've bought into him. And I remember him as being one of my favorite Arsenal players, not because he was particularly flashy, but because he was so intense and so serious, and he came right after the 8-2 loss. Like, we lost 8-2 to United, and we bought a bunch of players. Park Chu-young didn't work out. Andre Santos didn't work out. Benayoun was just there for a season and he was just like, whatever. Who else did we buy? We bought one more player, I don't remember. And we bought 2 that really worked out, which was Arteta and Mertesacker. Yeah, I mean, one of the most like pivotal signings in our history now that you look back in hindsight, because had he not come to Arsenal, then he took a pay cut to come from Everton to Arsenal. I think he was on 60k and we offered him 50k because we were skint. And he was like, fuck it, I will get to play for a top club. This late in my career is like 28, 29. Came in, became like our de facto number 6, midfield controller, general, great vice captain for Van Persie, then became captain. Was just a great soldier for us. When he retired, he was just like, yeah, I'm not at the standard to play for this football club. That's why I'm retiring. And like, you could see that the guy cared, right? Which was more than a lot of things. Which was more than you could say for a lot of Arsenal players since he retired till he came back. And yeah, I mean, ever since then, like the job he's done, like I hope he's rewarded with a league title this season or a Champions League. I'm not greedy. I'll take either or both. But man, like even if he doesn't, like just like it's been so much fun. Like the football sometimes can get a little stale. I understand, but like just going into every season with anticipation that you will have something to fight for in April and May, and to have something to fight for in April and May is just like so much different than a season where you're just like, yeah, let's see where we finish in like third, fourth. And like now that Chelsea's been in that funk for a while, I think you appreciate what you're getting by challenging till April and May. Like whether you win or lose, you can't really control it. Like hopefully we win, but if you're challenging, I think it's really hard to complain and be like, oh yeah, somebody else is going to get you over the line, because it's about margins. Like, like 2 seasons ago, had Son scored, we'd have won a league title by now, but he didn't, and we didn't. So that's the margin. And like, am I going to hold it against him? Like if he wins nothing, and when I'm a bitter 50, 60-year-old man, probably, but like right now, no way.
Oh yeah. As someone who roots for a team that hasn't been in the conversation for a Premier League title for like the last 8 years, 8 or actually almost 9 years now, it's just being up there in towards the end of the season is just so much fun and so rewarding, that you don't really care if the football is absolutely beautiful or not. Like,
Yeah.
I'm a Chelsea fan. I love the Mourinho teams. They were not the most aesthetically pleasing. Would I love the Ancelotti season every year where you get fun football and win? Yes, but realistically, we know that that's not very possible all the time. So yeah, I mean, Arteta has completely transformed the club, the culture. I think honestly, it is a very Mourinho-like impact to just be like, no, these are the things we need to prioritize. This is how we're going to become good, and this is the script I need to stick to. And one of, I think, the first moves was to kick Ozil out of the club.
Yeah.
So that'll be an interesting dynamic.
Yeah. His this is like my midfield, apart from Declan Rice, is not at all to Arteta's suiting, where it's like, okay,
it's not a very Arteta team.
Yeah. I think he'll take Santi. He'll be happy with Santi, but everybody else, he'll just be like, bro, what the like run. Sanchez, he would love. Oh my god, Alexis Sanchez, he will love. He'll be like, oh, pressing demon who also has output. Great. Thierry Henry, I don't think I think even Arteta would recognize, okay, just do your thing. We'll give you the ball. Like, it's fine. I don't think he's going to do that. Yeah. Your team, I think, it's a Wenger team. Like, I mean, obviously, like most teams in Arsenal's history are Wenger teams. Like every single one of these players, with the exception of Saka and Tierney, has played for Wenger, right?
Yeah. Mine was a very
Saliba, and Saliba.
Yeah.
Saliba, but I think Tierney, and Saka. Yeah.
The team setup is also very Wenger.
Yeah, that's true. Cool, guys. That's our all-time Arsenal 11 draft. Let us know whom we missed out on. Oh, no Ian Wright. Neither of us really watched him play.
Yeah.
No Aubameyang. Yeah.
I
mean, like Aubameyang is not
Giroud over Aubameyang easily.
I know, because Aubameyang won like a golden boot with Arsenal.
Yeah.
But like you have Van Persie and Bergkamp and Henry. Like, do you really need Aubameyang?
No.
Like,
Ian Wright still definitely
Ian Wright
has a
for
good
sure.
argument.
Yeah. Ian Wright's a shout. I think Ian Wright, if we were like 10 years older, we both would have probably had him in our all-time 11s.
Yeah.
But we weren't, even if we were born then, we weren't watching football then. So yeah. Gilberto's a big miss. I thought you would have picked Gilberto with Patrick Vieira, because that was the Invincibles midfield.
Yeah.
I would have picked him if you had picked Declan Rice, but then I think I would have lost the midfield battle. I mean, it's still arguable, but like, yeah. Guys, that's our list. Like, share, subscribe, hit that notify bell, all that jazz, and we will see you soon.
Peace.